Hey everybody, Gunny J here with my doggone reloading equipment ready to go with a political and ammunition update. Out of all the weapons I've ever owned, my favorite is my M&P 15. Not only because of reliability, but it's the exact same platform of what I was trained with as a U.S. Marine. Maybe that's why my favorite pistol is my M9 Beretta. It's not because I think that Glocks are bad or something else is better. It's because I'm familiar with it. And go with what you know. I love this weapon. In any event, we have this controversy because the ATF made a mistake. Now they say, well, we didn't mean to do this. And the ammunition in question for the AR-15 was a particular round with the green tip painted on it. And one thing that's really getting on my last nerve is people keep on calling it armor piercing. It's called a penetrator round because it has a steel core instead of a lead core. And it's got a green tip because that's a designation that the military uses so they can distinguish between a green tip round and, for example, an orange tip, which is a tracer round, I believe. And they have a couple other different types of ammunition. And you don't need to put a tracer round in for, let's say you have a magazine of 30 rounds. Do you need 30 tracer rounds? No. So they color coordinate it. That's all the color is about. For all of these folks out there arguing on the other side with us, and that is you shouldn't ban this particular ammunition because so many of us use it for sporting purposes. Well, what do you call sporting? I'd like to have a sporting chance of defending myself from tyranny. That's my purposes of sporting. So stop trying to say that we should be able to have our AR-15s and our doggone ammunition for sporting purposes. It's because of the Second Amendment. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. That's the reason. It has nothing to do with sporting. It has nothing to do with taking down a deer at 200 yards or 100 yards or 50 yards if you're a lousy shot. It has to do with your God-given right to protect yourself. The police back in California in the early 70s argued that they should have AR-15s in the trunk of their car or part of their arsenal so that they can combat the criminals. I agree with that. I agreed with it back then and I was just a little kid. They're not armor-piercing rounds. It's called a penetrator. It penetrates. And usually it penetrates and it goes through to the other side. This is more dangerous than your doggone green tip penetrator round. This one, when it hits you, it's going to start to spin and break apart. God, think about it. We have got to stand up for ourselves. This is bovine skunk on a whole nother level. I'm tired of it. Go to doggone, where do I shop at? Oh yeah, Academy. I've been buying this ammunition at Academy for months. I've got a few boxes of it. I went there this past weekend because of this controversy, and you can't find it. As a matter of fact, I went to 2 Academy stores. One in Hiram and one in Douglasville. Could not find American Eagle 5.56 doggone ammunition. And what they did have was in those small 20-round boxes, but it wasn't American Eagle brand. and it was priced, I mean, it was skyrocketed. All it's doing is they're trying to stop us from being able to defend ourselves from the government. That's what it's all about. This has nothing to do with sporting. I didn't buy all of this brass last week because I'm interested in sporting. I'm interested in preserving and protecting the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. I challenge you to do the same. Gunny J out. I'll check this out. This is why I don't wear a steel pot helmet. My head just isn't big enough for it. That's funny right there. I don't care who you are.
What is your major malfunction, numbnuts? Let me see your war face. That's not a war face. Ah! Give me a war face.